What's going on, everybody? My name is Kells and I smell really good. So are you looking for a Louis Vuitton Imagination clone? I might have you covered. Stay tuned.
They wanna see me shine, they so jealous of you. You can tell my drip expensive. I was riding down your block with windows tinted. Used to be so close, but now we distant. Told you that you had your chance, but now you missed it. Why they hating on my shine? Why they hating on my shine?
So yeah, guys, I know there's not a whole lot of Imagination clones out there. Louis Vuitton fragrances are stupid expensive, so I don't blame anybody for wanting to get a clone. You know what I mean? I don't own a Louis Vuitton fragrance. I have a few dupes. I've smelled almost all of the Louis Vuittons at Louis Vuitton stores, so I've smelled them all. Some of them I kind of don't remember that well. Some of them I do. But yeah, if you're looking for an Imagination clone, this might be the one. Please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified when I release content. On the road to 1K, you know how we get down. So the fragrance I'm going to be talking about today is this one. It's called Arctic Breeze from Volare. I got this in a few days ago. I've worn it. I've tested it out a little bit. And I'll give you my thoughts on it. So here's the box it comes in. If you care, I think this is probably one of the worst boxes I've seen lately. It's just pretty bad looking. Doesn't impress me whatsoever. Here's the bottle. Can't see it well with my light, man, but looks pretty similar, I guess. The cap is not magnetic. That's a downside. I've worn this and I'd say it's pretty close to Imagination. I wore it yesterday and it doesn't perform great for me right now, personally. You could smell it for 5 hours probably. Not super loud. In the opening, it is, I do enjoy the opening. It's not super harsh. I've saw people saying it was harsh on like Oud store and stuff where I got it. Some of the reviews weren't great, but I like the opening. It's a nice, bright, fresh, citrusy. You get the citron. There's some mandarin in there. Ambroxan, bergamot. A lot of citruses. The thing that makes this fragrance interesting though is that tea note. There's like a black tea note in here. That's definitely interesting. It kind of took me some getting used to. Like I said, I've smelled Imagination. I remember what it smells like for the most part, and I'd say this is pretty close. I'm not gonna say it's like 100% accurate or anything. I think it's pretty close though. I think this would probably do the job of an Imagination. Obviously, the quality is not even close. I know Montaigne. I've heard a lot of good things about Montaigne fragrances. I don't have any fragrances from them, but I was going to get their Imagination clone, and I still might get it and compare these two. But yeah, I think it's a nice fragrance. Like I said, it's a little different with that black tea. It has a little bit like a warmth to it. Obviously, it's a fresh fragrance, but it's not like super duper fresh. It has like a warm tone to it. I actually didn't really like this at first, but the more I sit with it and it sits on my skin, I start to enjoy it more. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. I think this will get a lot better the longer it sits too. But yeah, I like the way that smells in the opening especially. Just nice, fresh, bright citrus and Ambroxan. You know, that tea starts to come out more in the dry down though. I wish it had a magnetic cap. That kind of sucks, but I paid like $45 for this. So for a clone, I feel like that's a little bit more than I want to pay. With clones, especially like these Middle Eastern clones, I'm trying to pay like 30 and under. So anything above that, I consider expensive for one of these. I'm sure this will go down in price, you know, eventually. It's pretty close. It's like I said, I'm not gonna say it's identical performance-wise. It's not gonna perform as long as Louis Vuitton. And it's not as high quality, but does it get you in the ballpark of an Imagination? Yes, I think it does. Like I said, I want to try Montaigne's. If anybody has tried those, feel free to let me know in the comments, man. Solid fragrance. You know, in the ballpark. Arctic Breeze from Volare. So yeah, guys, before I go, please make sure you subscribe and you hit that bell so you're notified when I release content. With that being said, I'm Kells. And if you want to smell really good like me, tune in for the next one.